We are continuing our breaking news right now happening in Maplewood.
We know there is a heavy police presence in one neighborhood there. The scene is near Lakewood Drive North and Maryland Avenue East. Police have roads blocked off as they investigate a deadly incident. Michelle Beck arrived on the scene about 30 minutes ago. Michelle, you've been speaking to officials. What have you learned?
Well, Jason, Lauren, I can tell you that officials are quiet for now in the details of what happened leading up to this crime scene. And before we zoom in onto the crime scene, I just want to give you a layout of the land. I can tell you based on what I have seen that this is a fatal incident. But again, zooming out here, I can tell you where we are. We're in the middle of the road. On one side, I have trees, I have a grassy patch, but on the other side, there are a series of homes, a number of homes, as well as this road that I am on. I do see a speed limit sign of 30 miles per hour. It also says to watch for children. But again, as we zoom past this cop car, this Maplewood police car, and zoom past this crime scene tape here, I've seen a number of investigators from the Maplewood Police Department working in the last half hour just to with our flashlights on here in this darkness, just to see what are the circumstances of this road. And I can tell you also, guys, there is a body here on scene. It has been covered up, but investigators are looking more into that. I also have seen them knocking on doors, trying to talk with the neighbors about possibly what they might know about all this. So again, Lauren and Jason, I can tell you that I have reached out to Maplewood Police Department as well as the St. Paul Police Department, and at this time I am waiting to learn more about what led up to this deadly incident. Back to you.
All right, Michelle, we appreciate the reporting. Thank you. Well, this morning, the candidates for Minneapolis mayor are preparing right now to square off in a live debate at 8 o'clock this morning. Election
day is just 39 days away, and the race has already drawn national attention. So here are the 5 candidates confirmed to be there: Duane Davis, Omar Fateh, Jacob Frey, Jazz Hampton, and Brenda Short. Ahead of the November 4th election, none of these candidates have the endorsement of the Minneapolis DFL. This summer, we watched a dramatic back and forth when the party officially declared and then revoked its support of current state senator Omar Fateh. Incumbent Mayor Jacob Frey was among those to initially challenge the system, leading to an endorsement which the state party later found was substantially flawed. The debate starts at 8 a.m. and will be live streamed from a local church for you to watch. And right now, Minneapolis police are investigating threatening Islamophobic vandalism discovered outside of the office of Omar Fateh. Someone wrote the message, "Somali Muslim, this warning is no joke," on the window of Fateh's campaign office in the Cedar Riverside neighborhood, likely sometime on Monday night or early Tuesday. Fateh's staff says they're working with federal, state, and local law enforcement out of concern for his safety, the campaign, and local community members.
Developing right now, a man in Missouri is being held on suspicion of making terroristic threats to a school in Minneapolis. Police say he called Waite Park Elementary around 11 yesterday morning, saying he was armed with an AR-15 and threatened to, quote, shoot everything he sees moving. They say the man knows 2 people at the school and has a home near the school, but investigators used license plate tracking to determine he was in Missouri. They took him into custody about 3 hours later.
If you make these threats against a school, against a house of worship in our city, we will act swiftly, and we will employ every tool available to all of law enforcement to find you, arrest you, and bring you to justice as quickly as possible.
The school was placed on lockdown as a precaution. We are tracking unprecedented developments this morning out of the nation's capital involving former FBI Director James Comey. Yesterday, a federal grand jury indicted Comey and charged him with giving false statements and obstruction of justice. Comey is a longtime adversary of President Trump and has been on the president's list of targets for prosecution for some time. FBI Director Kash Patel posting a lengthy statement on X, writing in part, "Your FBI took another step in its promise of full accountability." Patel goes on to say the indictment is related to the 2016 investigation into whether Trump's first presidential campaign colluded with Russia. In just the last 8 hours, Comey, who's expected back in court next month, responded on Instagram.
My heart is broken for the Department of Justice, but I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I'm innocent. So let's have a trial and keep the faith.
In a post on Truth Social, President Trump says this is, quote, the beginning of being held responsible for his crimes against our nation.
This morning, property taxes are on the rise again in Hennepin County. The Hennepin County Board of Commissioners approved a 7.8% increase for next year. The tax increase will generate $81.5 million for the county, which officials say will go towards things like public safety, law enforcement and corrections, and increase in debt service and funding for the 2026 election.
6:07 now, and we're ending the first week of fall on a festive note.
And tonight, the fan favorite Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular returns to the Minnesota Zoo. Our Audrey Russo's out there now with a preview of the Gourd Vibes. Gourd Vibes only, Audrey.
Only Gourd vibes, and they'd be slightly Gourder vibes if I could find Tiny Face Pumpkin. I've been looking for an hour and I still can't find it, but I'm gonna keep searching. The search will continue. But for now, we've stopped in front of this lovely Eiffel Tower kind of French tableau that we have going on here. But make no mistake, this is a very scary event. This is what goes bump in the night. That is the theme of the Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular this year here at the Minnesota Zoo. Now, there's some new things this year. If you've been to this event before, they've made some upgrades, and something that we're kind of showing you right now that's pretty critical is all of these big artistic pumpkins like this one. They are all on one side of the trail. I was actually just talking to the organizer, and she said in years past they've tried to put these really beautiful works of art on both sides of the trail, and people were kind of crossing over and bottlenecking. So now it's a little bit more like a museum. You can kind of take a step back, look at all the artistic pumpkins, but still make no mistake, there are pumpkins all over the place. There's a lot to see, 5,000 in total, and you know they have to replace them every single week pretty much. So if you go tonight and then maybe you wait until the end and you go on the last day, November 2nd, it'll feel like a completely different event because they are swapping these pumpkins out. So if you want more information, you can go to mnzoo.org. You might want to get your tickets sooner rather than later because I'm told that this event sells out every single year. Again, that's mnzoo.org. Now we're going to talk to an organizer coming up in about 30 minutes, but for now, Jason, Lauren, I'll send things back to you.
All right, yeah, that's a really, really beautiful sight. Really puts you in the mood for spooky season, seeing all the pumpkins out there. Very disappointed that she's not able to find the Tiny Face Pumpkin, though.
I am too. Yeah, I wanted to see it.
Where is
after
he?
you gave it. It's in there somewhere. There's 5,000 of them, Audrey. It's going to take a minute.
You're a great reporter. I know you can find it. We believe in you. Get out there and go find it, Audrey.
I'll give it another shot.
We'll check in with you in 30 minutes. Thank you very much.
The Minnesota Lynx are looking to retake the lead in the WNBA semifinals tonight. They made their way to Phoenix in the last 12 hours. Tip-off for Game 3 against the Mercuries at 8:30, and then they'll stay in Arizona for Game 4 on Sunday.
We're live in Dublin again this morning at 6:10, and the Vikings-Steelers festivities have already begun. Look at how packed it is out there. Wow, it's like noon. I love how they do things over there in Dublin. You can see balloons and banners and a lot of fans outside of this pub right now. You can see those purple and gold balloons there as well. The team should be arriving soon. So they're preparing for the first of two international games Sunday versus the Steelers. NBC's Molly Hunter is at Croke Park this morning with a closer look at preparations.
Good morning from Dublin. We are at the famous Croke Park Stadium. You can see preparations underway. They are painting the lines here. This is the home of Gaelic football and hurling, but come Sunday, it's going to be the home of the NFL. Minnesota Vikings versus the Pittsburgh Steelers right here in front of around 75,000 fans. And we're going to bring you here coming up on the Today Show.
It's always a fun atmosphere when the NFL goes overseas. You got a lot of fans over there that are fans of different teams. So you watch those games and you'll see a bunch of different types of jerseys from all different teams, but the passion is certainly real.
Yeah, I think it's cool they're playing on a Gaelic football field too, because that's kind of like rugby, kind of like American football. It's a tough game.
Yes.
They're going to love it.
8:30 in the morning. That's going to be an early wake-up call for a lot of folks as well. Just remember to set your alarm on Sunday.